Oh, hello. Welcome back to class. All right. Last time, well, you weren't here when the vote was called, but we voted picking between a Dragon Ball Z game, well, a DBZ fan game, and making a Marvel game. So we voted on the voters overwhelmingly suppressed you for making a Marvel game. Spider-Man, what have you, X-Men, that type light game, based on the animated series. It's not, we're using the Simple Directmedia Layer for this project. So I have, last time we took Moon Knight, we took Magneto, and we transformed Magneto into Moon Knight by just changing the color palettes. I just have Dr. Doom and Cyclops and what have you for this game project here. So what we'll do in this video is we'll talk about using the Simple Directmedia Layer. If you'd like to know more about the Simple Directmedia Layer, I have a course on the Simple Directmedia Layer online down below if you'd like to look at it. But anyway, we're pretty much making a indie fan game using based on the animated series of Marvel video cartoons or what have you of the 90s. Since that won in the vote. I'm sorry, guys. Later, maybe we'll come with the other game-like types later. When I was sure what kind of game we're going to make, we'll vote on that maybe later some other time too. Last time we took some sprites and we played with it, and we did animations and what have you. So let's work on doing some coding using the terminal for SDL. So in order to do that, you go make this full screen here. You go to your downloads folder, or wherever you keep your projects, and then we have to explore the file we're using, since it was the CD, the drive that we hope to use for that. Alright, so in here inside the drive, we need to make a file. So we need to make a file. We're using Vim for this. So we're going to say Vim, and we're going to make a main.cpp file for our game project. Alright, so we'll make a main file. Alright, just in order to save the file, as we talked about before, if you'd like to know more about the Simple Directmedia Layer, watch my video series down below, down in the description. It's a 20-hour course series on how to use Simple Directmedia Layer for your game projects if you have trouble following my tutorial. Anyway, in order okay. Alright, so we're going to make some files here. In order to insert things in the terminal, you press I, and you'll see insert fill up down here. Pretty much all you need to do for a game class is it's just a starting entry point for your program. So you just need to make the main function here, and then you need to have an instance of the game object from the game class up here. So we have game and game, and then it's pretty much game dot start game or something like that. And you call a function, and since you made a game object from a game class, you need to import the class that you just made, which even though it doesn't exist. Pound include the header file for the game. So it's usually lowercase. Alright, that's all you should need for the first thing. You need your main function, you create an object of the game class, and you call a function called start that starts the game from the game. That's part of the game class. That's all you need to do for that. And then to save it, you press escape :WQ. Alright, so that gives you your header file. You press L here to check the drive and make sure it's in there. You need to compile it using this G++, the file name .cpp dash this SDL2 if you had SDL2 project, install your system dash SDL2 image dash SDL2 mixer next to my XER dash L SDL2 underscore TTF, and I believe that's all we'll use, dash O for the output type, and then you need to make the file for, let's call it Marvel game. Let's just call it game. That's probably better. We'll call it game. You press enter, and it'll give you an error that there's no such file called game header that exists in the directory. Alright. So there's no file in the directory, so we need to make one. So let's Vim again. Let's make a file called game.h. Here in the game.h file, you can make a header file for the public and private members of the class. here we'll have all the independent dependencies for the SDL projects in this particular directory. So pound, we press I, right, to insert. Pound include the IO stream, I guess, if you want to do that. And we need to make a class. This is the input-output stream in C++. You wouldn't have this in a program. Pound. No. It would be better to say is you have a class, CLASS, called game. We're going to make a capital. And we're going to make the public and private members of the class go in here. So these are access modifiers. So the first, so we're going to have public, public, colon, and then we need to have the private members, private, colon. Alright, so the public and the private members of the class, right? So these are access specifiers that live in C++. And also what we'll have here are the dependencies for SDL2. Since I'm using a Linux-based system, we're going to include the SDL file. So SDL2 /SDL.h and this. And then in order to turn on this, we need to have functions. We're going here. The functions will go here. The member functions will go here. And then, member variables and things will go here. This ends in a semicolon. And usually there's some in-depth stuff that goes around this. Let's test this program. Escape. And then :WQ. And then let's compile this program. What we're going to do is press up on the keyboard, and we're going to change this. We're not doing anything, so press enter this time. Did I call it game.h? I think I called it game.hppp. So check the directory, press L. I changed it H. Game.h. It's calling a file called game.h. Let's go back over to the, press up a few times on the keyboard. Let's go back over to the other file that we made and see is it include game.h. Well, anyway, so it's not going to work because we don't have a function called start game. So let's go back over to the other file. We'll press :Q to quit here, and we'll go back up to the other file and work on that. We'll go to game.h, and then let's make a file called start game. Alright, before we do that, we need to make a public and private constructor for the game class itself. To do that, you just you say game and colon here, and you make a new constructor like this, and you say game like that. And then a lot of times people have this set to default for your constructor. And as you see, since it's a keyword in C++, it'll change the color. And then we have a public member called start game. So we need to have a start member called void, and then start game. And notice I'm camel casing because camel casing is read in C++ differently. Here, alright. And then we need to also have a header file, .h. This is a CPP file. This is the HPP file for the project. We need to have a CPP file for the implementation for the game, the start game function. Alright, so in the next video we'll play around with this a bit more. So this is how you will start your regular class for your game things. And in the next video we'll go into this game loop function a bit further in the next video.